Hello and welcome to the White Carpet here on Joy News on Multi TV. Hope your day has been good so far. Well, it's now time for us to get into the world of arts and entertainment. Tell you what's making the news, what's happening, what's the latest, and all of that. Of course, my name is Nia Krofi Smartabi, and the show is proudly brought to you by kind courtesy of AIRTEL. But what are the stories that made the rounds this week in the entertainment world? Well, let's start off with Miss Ghana 2013, Kusipina Befi, who has been stripped of her title. We'll find out why. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through to exclusive events to explain to us exactly what happened. Also, this week, the AIRTEL ADOM PRAIZ was launched. If you remember last year, Kirk Franklin was in town. It was super. If you missed out, well, too bad. But of course, this year you're getting a 2-in-1 package as far as the international acts is concerned. I'll tell you more about that later on. Also, this week we had news about some Hollywood producers trying to put together a film about Ghana's disappointing performance at the World Cup. Okay, I tried to put together a trailer. I'll share with you in case you missed that trailer during the week, so you'd want to stay with us. And also, we started talking about the AFRIMA or All African Music Awards sometime last week. The deadline is about now, so if you haven't submitted, I'm sorry, but you have missed out on a great opportunity. But do stay with me. When we return, we will have lots more to tell you about what's happening in the world of entertainment. Plus, we'll be talking theater tonight. Yes, I have some fine ladies. Yeah, they are ladies, and they are lecturers of theater as well. They'll be talking about a theater conference that is coming up. Stay with me. Okay, you're welcome back. This is still the White Carpet, and as I promised earlier, we'll be talking about theater and performance, African theater for that matter, and performance, and also the academia. Really, is there a link between these, or is there not? If there's not, can we draw a link? How do we go about it? Well, the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana is the proud host of this year's, which is the 8th edition of the African Theatre Association's conference, and I've been joined in the studio by Ikwa. Did I get it right? Ikwa.
That's perfect.
Okay. Ikwa, she's a lecturer at the School of Performing Arts. Good evening and thanks for joining me. Good evening. And also a senior lecturer from the same School of Performing Arts, Dr. Barima Osei Asare. Good evening, Doc, and thanks for joining me.
Good evening.
Okay, so
it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's my pleasure to be hosting you as well. We'll be getting to talk a bit about the conference in a bit, but I just want us to start like the question I posed. Okay, first of all, when we talk about African theatre, really, what are we talking about? I tried Googling African theatre for pictures, and all I got was motions of people dancing, drums. That was all I saw.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's a beginning.
Okay.
But African theatre comprises music, dance, drama, performance, film. Yeah, the performing arts in Africa. That's African theatre.
Okay.
I would say.
Yes. Okay.
Very simply.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's clearly a contentious issue, because people then go on to say, does it mean anybody who's from Africa doing some form of drama that can be classified, or is it somebody who has the subject matter as African? But I think these are issues that some of the things that our conference will be questioning. What do we classify as African theatre? Yeah. But essentially it is about Africans being in a position to tell their own story, from my perspective. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, because sometimes when you talk about theatre, people will mention the Greek theatre, the Roman theatre, the Chinese theatre, and all that. And when it comes to African theatre, people tend to struggle a little bit when you want them to define, I mean, those not exactly in the field. That's why I asked earlier on that, what is African theatre.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so long as you're talking about Chinese, Greek, and so forth. I mean, theatre is in every society.
Yeah.
And so what is wrong with talking about African theatre? And we have our brand of theatre and performance, so just like any other people. Yeah. So
it's not also limited to just the stories that we tell about Kwekwananse and Co on stage.
Oh, no, not at all.
Because when you look at the plays that people like Uncle Ebo White are putting up, what Nikome and Co are putting up, they're not telling Kwekwananse's story.
Of course not.
They're not building the sets.
But they are telling our stories. You know, when you go and watch an Ebo White play, he's talking about the Ghanaian situation. He's depicting things that happen in Ghana. Okay, so it's the African story. It is the Ghanaian story that they are telling. They are not telling a story about some other people, but about us. And that is the beauty of people recognize themselves in those plays. So they are telling our stories.
So the bottom line is telling the African
Uncle
story.
Ebo White would says he's not doing African theatre, he's doing theatre. But be that as it may, he's here and he's talking about us. So in that respect, it is African theatre.
Eko, you want to add something to that?
Well, for me, as I said, African theatre is us being in a position to tell our story, because yes, you said people have been struggling. There have been notions of what theatre has always been defined by people who are not in Africa, I find. And so so maybe just to steer your question a bit more towards what the association is doing. That's one of the reasons why the African Theatre Association was set up, essentially to provide a platform for African practitioners and African academics to have a platform or an avenue for the practitioners and academics to have a place to define for ourselves what we think African theatre is. What we think are being taught in our academic institutions, because now African theatre if you look at our call for papers, we talk about it's been in the last 20 or 30 years that now African theatre is now highlighted, and now you go to many universities across the world and there are courses on African theatre. So that is why our theme, we think, is very important, that we need to discuss the place of African theatre and performance within the academy. So that is where our theme is coming from, and hopefully in our conference we will be able to tease out some of these several themes that will come out of that broad theme.
But can we tell the place of African theatre and performance in the academy as it is now?
Well, the academy simply means higher institutions of learning, the universities, for example. So what we are looking at is, what are we teaching in the universities where the performing arts are taught? In Ghana, in other parts of the world, what are people teaching about African theatre and performance? And what are they not teaching, and why? Okay, so I mean, obviously, African theatre and performance is in the academy because there are courses, there are programs which are supposed to be teaching these things. Yeah, so we are there. And I've often told people that a lot of theatre that happens in Ghana happens at the university.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
are the most regular.
Every Friday I had to go watch a production.
We are the most regular producers of theatre. Okay, and then the Winneba also has the University of Education in Winneba has a program now in theatre. Cape Coast University has as well. So if you want to find the most consistent output of performance in theatre, it is within the universities.
But there's also been this question about what happens when these people we're training in the universities complete their courses. Then it brings about the gap in the theatre performance, because then if you cannot, or you're in a place where you don't have access to, say, the Legons and the Winnebas, then you won't enjoy theatre. Meanwhile, probably in your community, there's a graduate there who graduated from School of Performing Arts. And is rather working maybe in a bank or sitting somewhere else.
Hit the nail on the head. And there are people who didn't go to the School of Performing Arts who are performing. Okay, so it's a bit of a. I have always maintained that it's because the industry, the performing arts industry in Ghana, hasn't really come of age. Okay, film is making some strides, But live theatre, we still have some ways to go. I mean, in the good old days, the pioneers of Ghanaian theatre, like Efo Sutherland, really envisaged a situation where there would be theatres in every community theatres, where theatre would happen, where performances would happen for people to go. But unfortunately, their dreams haven't come true as at yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the National Theatre, and we have our Efo Sutherland drama studio at Legon. Where else does theatre happen in Accra?
Probably the amphitheatre.
Well, the amphitheatre is on campus, and we used to use it, but unfortunately, due to some politics, shall I say that? I mean, we don't use it anymore. So it's there. It's overgrown with weeds. Unfortunately, yeah, it is sad. Yeah,
I remember that was where I did my first play in Lagos.
Oh, I
good.
see.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very nice site. I mean, I have enjoyed performances there as well. So, yeah, but then the ideal thing, and indeed, Nkrumah had that, our first president, Kwame Nkrumah, had that vision. And he did intend to have centers of performance, centers of art in every regional capital. And we still do have the National Commission on Culture have offices in every regional capital. They're supposed to have offices in every district capital. You know, but unfortunately, they are not as well resourced. A student of mine did a study and found that many of them are not fully built. Some of them are incomplete. They don't have enough staff. So there are all kinds of issues. And I think that we haven't really put in enough resources in that area, you know, so that if these were vibrant centers, then our students will graduate and have jobs that they could go to and then,
But I think as we have it now, some of our students do go there, but I think they find that the drive or the passion that they have, which essentially is what keeps most of us going, they find that that those flames are quickly extinguished when they get caught up in the bureaucracy of running some of those centers. But I still maintain that that drive, don't allow it to die, and don't allow the mediocrity of other, you know, systems not being in place to quell your dreams. You know, it is almost as if you're banging your head against a wall. There's one of my lecturers who said that there is a thing that we have where we are fighting, we bang our head against the wall for a certain period, and then at a time we stop because our head is hurting too much. But the time when we stop is when we need that last knock to break through that wall. You know, and that is what I keep telling my students, that keep that fire burning and try and create those things, because once they're trained, they have the ability to create their own jobs, provide those opportunities for themselves. They can set up small theatre companies. They can do things within their community, whether the cultural centres are operational or not. So I think we definitely give them the tool to be able to do that, whether there are other things in place to help them
or not,
bring those things to fruition.
Because you train them in the various aspects of the theatre. I know there are theatre management students, there are lighting, directing, all of that. So they could easily come together. I think we could probably, we should probably have another discussion altogether on theatre. But let's talk about the conference. Ghana is hosting it this year from July 9th
to the 12th.
So what exactly, is it open to the public, first of all?
Well, I mean, the opening ceremony is certainly open to everyone. That is on Wednesday the 9th at 3 p.m. at the Great Hall. There, our very first keynote speaker, Professor Brenda Dixon Goschild, who's coming from the U.S., Temple University, will be presenting her paper on the black dancing body as a mark of culture. So that promises to be very interesting. And then our other keynotes are also open. Those will be at the Kobna Nketia Conference Hall at the Institute of African Studies. The other sections are smaller parallel sessions of paper presentations. We have about 96 papers scheduled. People are coming from all over the world, as far flung as Costa Rica, I'm happy to say, Barbados, the UK, Nigeria, South Africa, Lesotho, Cameroon.
So it's a global conference.
It is an international conference. So we're going to have parallel sessions each day. There are 6 parallel sessions in total, and each session has 4 parallel sessions, each panels.
Yeah.
So people who are interested, our program is on our website, the School of Performing Arts website, as well as the African Theatre Association website. So people can Google and find the program. If you're interested in a particular paper, you want to come and listen, you could. Just that for the full program, if you want to come, people have to register. And
is it too late to register now?
No,
well, registration opens on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it continues on Wednesday. All our delegates, some of them have registered online, but the online registration is closed, so we open again on Wednesday.
On the Legon campus.
On the Legon campus. At the School of Performing Arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we also have workshops and performances as well.
After all,
Ebigoma will be performing. I'm directing a piece with them. Myself and a fellow lecturer, Sarah Dogbaji, will be directing a piece with Ebigoma, so that promises to be quite interesting.
That's on a Friday night.
I haven't seen them in action in a very long time.
Oh, well. So Friday evening at 7:30.
Yes, at the drama studio. And then on Thursday, we also have a guest performance by Kweku Boateng
Akoma.
Academy. Yes, the Academy. They are bringing a show. I think it's titled Holy Torture. Yeah, and that is on Thursday night.
Evening. Yes.
At 7:30.
Same drama studio.
Same drama studio. Okay, so final words to our viewers who are interested or think they would want to the performances, for instance. Can I come for just the performance? Do I have to pay at the gate?
You can. The performances are free.
Free?
Yes.
We should have charged some money. but they are free. They are basically for our conference participants, but then there's room for others to come and
so that's
see.
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
So Thursday and Friday evening, if you really are not so busy, oh goodness. Busy, there's a history behind the way I said the busy from School of Performing Arts. I'll tell you after. If you're not busy, you could make your way to the drama studio on the Legon campus and enjoy some wonderful theatre productions. Ikwa is directing one of them, and it will really be nice to get to see Ikwa's work in action. But thank you very much for joining us on the white carpet.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so stay with me. I'll be right back shortly with my critics, and we'll tell you more.
She's a super diva, 10 over 10, Jambole. Super mama, Ilaria, Siberidia, incredible. Kukusubu, mama so beautiful. Oh my lover, hey my lover. Oh, sense of style, she's a passion killer. Then when she moves, that's you walk on. Rockin' the bar, son is street as a rumbagana. Rockin' the bar, she rockin' the bars. Bidura yona chankaranya. Oh no, wanga chusekali. Masaka soganga Beyonce kali. Oh no, wanga chusekali. Apana na Kim Kardashian. Oh my lover. Hey my lover. Oh, sense of style. She's a passion killer. Then when she moves,
Alright, so that's a video, a random video I just saw last night on YouTube, and I thought I'd just share with you. I don't know if Francis or Nana could do any of the moves that children were doing in there.
Oh, these moves, yeah. can do better than they are doing.
So should we try it before we end the show?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Okay.
You can, yeah.
Okay, so we'll put it to the test. But let's come back to the table. Oh, sorry, the carpets now. And let's look at some of the issues that we have been trending this week. We're hoping to be able to get through to exclusive events so that they would give us their side of the story as well, as far as the Gusipina Befi's stripping of the Miss Ghana 2013 title is concerned. But just before we get to that, let's come back and wrap up on Afrima, which we started last week with Uncle Francis. Today is the last day for submission, or was it yesterday rather?
Yeah, it was supposed to be yesterday.
Okay.
But what we have done is that we spoke with the headquarters that given that the conversation in Ghana didn't start early, we think that, and also because of the World Cup and other things coming in, if there could be an extension for at least a week or two, so that there's some room for those who now are getting to hear of it could file their work as well. So they kind of agreed, and to this morning I got information from the West Africa director that they've agreed, so we'll issue a statement on that before the week ends. Yeah, so
that's good news for us in Ghana.
Yes, it is, yes.
So it's just for us in Ghana, right?
No, they've extended it because Ghana made the case.
Okay.
Yeah, they've extended it. They will extend it a little bit more.
So Nigeria, everybody should thank us.
Yes,
that because of us, you're also getting to get our extension, so that if you haven't submitted yours, you could do that. But sorry, our WhatsApp number is active. Sorry, last week we couldn't take your message. The number was misbehaving a bit. 0267-844-024. That's the number. 0267-844-024. Send your WhatsApp messages. We'll read them. Yes, Uncle Francis.
Yeah. So for now, I think what it is that those who have the music work can and want to enter the Afrima can go to the website, and Afrima is All Africa Music Awards. Can go
Did I miss something?
Yeah, you missed it. Yeah. So they can go to www.afrima.org to what's the word to use, to file.
Okay.
For lack of a better
word. That's it. At the end of the day, once you've done it, that's what's important.
There's a process
so which means that if a musician should try tonight, they'll still be able to...
They will go through, yes.
They will
able to go through.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good. Nana, have you submitted anything yet?
No, I haven't, because all the people I managed have all, decided to part ways. I decided to pass away with them. So, no. But I have a couple of people I've been spreading the word, The joke you missed out was actually me not really finding the right name for the acronym. This morning I was on Nancy Chrome, and I was put on the spot because I opened my big mouth to say a lot of nice things about Afrima, and then I was asked a few questions and I was found wanting because I had not taken time to read everything, but I'm a member of the board. So I came to him and begged him to actually give me an education on it, and so I am now very educated about it, and I've started spreading the word also. I'm very excited. Yes.
Okay. Okay, good for you. About the journalist bit, Becky says she wants to submit something. I went online trying to see, but I don't think there's a separate process for journalists, right?
No, there isn't, but once you title your work, because it gives you a way to title your work. Okay. And once you title it, then...
But then must you indicate that it's
there's a process that you indicate what work you're submitting. Okay. And so once you indicate that, then they will know that it's a media work, separate from that.
Can I please ask Uncle Francis a quick one? Uncle Francis, would there be a time when, say, not this particular season, since this is a maiden edition, I think it would also be used to check out a few things and then maybe prepare for future, what can be added and subtracted and all that. Would there be a case where in the nearest future people do not necessarily have to submit their stuff, but maybe there'll be a research team that can pick up materials? Because there may be good things out there, but may have heard about it or probably may miss the deadline.
Yeah. No, as a matter of fact, what we're doing, as a Ghana Directorate, what we're doing is to also facilitate that, do some research and see which works are out there, and then try and put them in. Okay. Now, when we have done that, then we would inform, once the nominations close, we'll inform the people whose work we have, you know, put there. Okay. That is what we've done. If you want it, you'll be shortlisted. If you don't want, we'll take you out. Okay. I mean, so that's in addition to where somebody will say that I don't need it, you know, kind of thing. So those whose work we have put there, and also trying to ensure that there are no duplication, because maybe they would put their work there, and then you would have also done. We'll eliminate all that, but we are doing that in addition to asking the people to put their work themselves.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Then it's cool.
That's solid.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so at least still some time for us to send in our submit file, whichever is the correct word, our entries for the AFRIMA. So we'll keep tabs with Uncle Francis, and we'll get the date. And
Nana also, and now more educated.
Okay, and Nana, who is now very educated about AFRIMA, so that we know how long we have now. But it doesn't mean that you should go back and say, oh, they've extended, so
yeah, I mean, I think you better do it.
Exactly, because you never know, they may decide to extend by just one day or 2 days. So, so you better start working on it quickly. Okay, so I don't know if we've been able to get through to exclusive events, but Visipina Befi apparently is no longer Miss Ghana 2013 because she had said sometime in May that she didn't want to be the brand ambassador anymore, and exclusive events finally issued a statement yesterday formally stripping her of the title.
Well, yes, I saw that story online. I was taken aback, you know, a bit, because I mean, this was somebody who had been voted for, if you like, at an event and won. And then suddenly, less than a year afterwards, there's this communication that she's been stripped of it. I wanted to find out exactly what it was that she did. What the statement said was that she had said that she didn't want to, you know. So, but I'm sure there could be other, not just that. There could be other reasons for which I'm sure if they come online, they would explain. And maybe if we get her also her side as well, she would also explain. Because I don't think she would just get up and say that she doesn't want to be the ambassador anymore, unless there's something very crucial that keeps her away. Say maybe education or time, you know, and all that, beyond any other reason. But I think it's a shame, really. I mean, that we'll get ourselves in this situation. I think they're getting prepared also to go to Miss World.
So it means that we have to get someone else.
And what they said in the statement is that the committee or so, the board will meet and decide on who next, who they will choose. Perhaps if what's her name, the director, Ina and her team had, you know, thought about it, that there could be this contingency plan that in case the person, something happens.
Especially since the report said she had first said it in May, they probably should have started putting things together
to know exactly, so that there will not be that lacuna, you know, as she steps down. So it's a shame for me. I mean, it's a shame because one, she blocked some people's chance who would have perhaps you know, willingly
and maybe for you know, she beat the first runner by just one vote,
some half vote or one vote or something, you know. So it's a shame, really, and I hope that we were not here, but this is where we are, and they need to make a decision so we know who represents us at Miss World, especially as the previous one did so well at the last Miss World.
Set the bar.
You know, we need to be very well prepared to go. Let's see how they get themselves out of this.
If I wasn't born again, I would have said the second runner-up, Jude. Because I'm born again, I'll keep my silliness to myself. Yes, but on a more serious note, it's quite painful because I thought she really fitted. Can I say fitted or fit? She really fit the mark, you know, of a Miss World material. I think you've seen
the
her.
height.
She's tall.
Exactly.
I mean, you know,
the structure and everything.
She's taller than a shooter, right?
Yeah,
a shooter. Yeah, you know, I thought it was a high heels, but once she took her high heels off, and she was almost my height. You know, so she's a very tall person, but of course it's not just about height. A lot of things goes into that. You know, this is every girl's dream to win a beauty pageant. First of all,
not just any beauty pageant. This is Miss Ghana.
Miss the most prestigious.
This is not Miss. Sorry,
founded by your guy, man, Kwame Nkrumah, man. This man, you talk Kwame Nkrumah, they go crazy. Oh, this is my Abu Zakaria. That's the name?
Sakara.
Ah, sorry.
The president in waiting.
Oh, please. As I was saying, he himself over the week on his Facebook was like, Chama people, they will not win. This will vote for Adam Mahama.
I would never say that.
So we can log on
just log on. Let's log on. Just beam his Facebook account, please. Whilst I'm speaking, you'll be beaming. Thank you very much.
Facebook is public information.
You know what I mean? So yes, I'm sure, like Uncle Francis said, I'm sure there are some things which we are not, privy to right about now, and maybe in subsequent days to come, some things will come out. Unfortunately, Obed is not. I think we're not getting to speak to him, but I don't really think he's coming to say much. No, he won't give us what we want to hear.
Exactly.
He'll just come and do a lovely PR, say, "Oh no, we decided this and that," and she also decided that. Because if you look at the statements they put out, it's not friendly, and it didn't come across like the lady herself wanted to abdicate. Is that the word? Abdicate? Abdicate her crown, It came across as maybe there was a scandal or she couldn't live up to the Miss Ghana role, and then they decided to strip her off, So the two stories are quite contradictory, and I'm not too sure what really the details are. And then if you check out the warning also they gave, it was
about
a bit
being arrested if she holds herself out as a title.
I think that's a bit too early in the day.
Sorry, and a bit contradictory in the sense that the same person who said that she wants to step down will be holding herself when you strip her.
I don't think it will really work.
Exactly. What I think there's a literature word for that, two opposing words placed side by side. Is that an oxymoron?
Oxymoron.
What's wrong with me? My brightness has come this week. Last week it was gone.
Maybe it was something you ate.
Are you sure?
There's a lawyer in your father.
See, every day go and pass. Either I'm blind or I have a lawyer. What's wrong with this man? Can I move on, sir?
Sure.
Wonderful. I was talking Miss Ghana. So I think the words are quite strong, too strong. I mean, for a simple thing like I do not want to be again.
Because I was surprised when I got to that part of the stage when I said,
but too.
Earlier you said she didn't want it.
So why the warning?
Why would she hold herself out as
and she should surrender all property belonging to exclusive events and all that. I thought it was a bit harsh.
Does that include a car?
Yes, it does.
I'm sure,
Yes, it does.
Because
so she loses
then the
out
new
on the
one
car.
would have to be driving around in it so that we'll know that's Miss Ghana.
This is just like a month away.
Exactly. And of course, like he also said, contingency. I think they should have a succession plan. Every beauty pageant has it. In terms of in the contract, I think if they're giving, they go like, if in case something happens like that, there's a person, that's the second runner-up. And the situation where the winner is incapacitated and cannot carry out. Yes. Or cannot carry out.
You don't want to mention that.
Death is a bit. They use the word demise. No, but some death is somewhere. Demise. That's why I said I'm happy I'm born again. Else I would have suspected the second runner-up. So they put those things there in an event when the queen is incapable of performing her duties. You take over. So I think there's a succession plan. So that won't be too much of a hassle. But she also, let me come to her a bit. Lovely lass. And I think there may be something, because for her to just leave it like that when things seems to be brightening in her favor and all that, I'm sure there may be something wrong. Also, I thought she should have just been a bit patient. I don't know the details, but I thought
I think Nana, we may be a bit unfair to her, because all we've heard, we only read a statement from one side. We haven't really heard from the lady exactly what it was that was said.
But I'm thinking if Shooter was able to handle it, I don't know what because what probably could be the case, because we're trying to conjecture here, and I'm thinking, why not? Let's try and think for her for a moment. What will make you just leave like that? It could be maybe too much work, like you said, academic or something like that, or maybe stress, or maybe the final thing is finding it difficult to gel with the organizers, because in a Mario party, she's a demanding, she's a slave master. Did I say that?
You said it loud.
She likes to demand.
You didn't hear that.
So maybe she couldn't keep up with their work ethic, energy, and all that. Maybe, and then because for her to just leave the car.
The house,
not go for Miss World when we already have the goodwill. That's a lot, though. That's 4 things.
Okay, let's move on now. Let's talk about ADOM PRAIZ. We launched it yesterday.
You really want to talk about ADOM PRAIZ?
Oh, we are talking about the
acts who are coming. Not here.
But Nia Ito have never been on White Cup.
I mean, this kind of thing.
But we have 2 international acts coming now instead of 1. We have CC coming back, and then Israel Houghton also coming.
I thought it was Israel Lahi, honest.
Oh.
Until I saw the guy's photo, I said, no, Israel is not that fat.
But honestly, I haven't heard Israel Lahi sing.
He doesn't?
No, I'm sure he sings.
Oh, you were not at Night of the Stars 4 years ago.
In his bathroom.
4 years ago, Night of the Stars.
He and Miss Bell, 16 years, true.
I'll be 16 years.
That one.
Nothing.
Why was it singing? Was it not?
It wasn't.
What was it? Carpentry?
Memory.
Israel. I'm sure Israel is watching. Does he have multi TV?
I'm sure he does.
He does have multi TV.
Hi, Israel.
Hello, Israel. I didn't say. He said.
So, what are your expectations for this year's ADOM PRAIZ?
Well, my expectations are 2. I mean, really. Yeah. First one is to have a very good show. Sure. I think ADOM PRAIZ in terms of performance.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in terms of performance, it's always kind of lived up to it. I mean, I remember the first one, which was cancelled twice before.
That was CC's.
Before CC eventually came to town, and she delivered a marvelous, performance.
Especially on the midweek.
Yeah. And then the attendance was massive as well at the Dome, I recall.
Yeah.
Then last year's also, I wasn't there. Nana was that.
He dropped us.
I took Nana
myself and Della.
And from all we heard, it was impressive performance again from
international act,
Kirk Franklin, and local acts as well. But I think we all know the challenges that came last year, which was that
racketeering.
There were some allegations of visa. Maybe Brazil is in my head too.
No. Maybe the other Bolaris too.
Taking and all that. But I mean, whether that holds any merit or not, what we witnessed was the fact that the people at the venue were more than what the venue could take.
That's true.
And this was supposed to be a very big venue.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it was bigger than any other venue we had, indoor venue we had that could have this.
That's right.
I was speaking with Eddie when he said that they were going to launch ADOM PRAIZ, and said, why don't do it at the stadium? Because then you have an open place, to have it. And Eddie was telling me that for people who attend ADOM PRAIZ, they see it as a church. So it's like you're going to church to worship, and all that. Not necessarily just a concert, so they always want to have an indoor venue. And the reason why they chose PRAIZ Chapel again, in spite of the
previous
that. So I hope that they'll be able to manage the process in terms of the tickets they'll print, having learned the lesson from the previous one. And it must also be said that even as we speak, a year after, or even more, we still haven't had the reports that they promised. No, you haven't sent. I mean, we have minds of our own. It's not just even we push him to say it. So the point is, they haven't still come out with a report, and they promised on radio and on television that they will release a report about exactly what happened and what they will do going forward. They haven't, but I hope that they will learn from that, regardless of whether they have a report or not.
They've learned
the lessons. That will happen again.
I mean, we've learned the lessons, so we won't repeat it.
Claim part ownership. Yeah. I think it's cool. I was at the first one. It was one Wednesday midweek, and I went with my girlfriend, now my wife, and I actually used the back door. I didn't buy tickets. They allowed me, so I wanted to show her that I could go in without a ticket. But we got there and they bounced her.
Rasta can go through, but no Rasta cannot go through.
I mean? So I told that dude, if you don't allow my girlfriend to come, I won't come there. I was like, okay, they stay.
I wanted to show
catching powers.
The guy embarrassed me. So later on, he's always standing outside, angry with nobody but myself. And they said, Ras, you can come in. I said, with the woman, I said, yeah, sure, why not? So the guy is actually my best friend now, And so I have fond memories of it. I think, remember, President Rawlings was there as well. I had a great time. And it was a very successful show. Subsequent times, I think, has gone very well also, except for the over selling of tickets, which I don't know where the problem lies. I don't want to put this at the doorsteps of ADOM per se, but let's just say ticket racketeering went on and kind of marred the beauty of the thing a bit because there were too many people there. However, the show proper, it went very well. Performances were great. No Tribe, as usual, was fantastic.
And they're coming again this year.
They're coming again, of course. Yeah. Well, fantastic for the show. And then the international act, brilliant. I think they have a way of doing this. They've done it so many years, and most of the people they bring are usually people who are very experienced. So they come, it's just like a day at the office for them, and they deliver, you know. So looking forward to Cece Winans again. Met a lovely lady, I think. And another thing, you know, her sister has just been jailed.
Oh.
Yes, one of the Winances has been jailed for corruption, you know. So I hear the family is not doing too well. So maybe this is also a time for her to come for a quick holiday, cool off, and then maybe just clear her mind and then, you know, all that. So I'm looking forward to it. And kudos, congratulations, and then also good luck to ADOM family. I know they will deliver.
Sure, thanks. Okay, so let me take some of the messages that have started coming in. This one from Nana Confi from UCC says, African theatre and performance is something the movie industry has to give attention to. I studied theatre and film studies at UCC and read courses like African performance theories. Okay, so, and it seems that all we have learned is becoming a white elephant. Okay, so that's your point, that we should give attention to what we are teaching. Okay, oh, Afrima, please help VGMA with just the lighting system stage only. That's for Eunice. Another Kusi. She sends that in. Just unfair. Great musicians like Benis Affair don't get awards. Afrima, please add this great musician. Okay, you didn't add your name to your message.
Afrima is catching
yeah.
Wow.
And then this one says, I really like the White Carpet Show. You guys should keep thrilling us with entertainment updates. Miss Ghana 2013 didn't do well because she should have represented Ghana for the Miss World. Yes, she should have. Before, oh, okay, yeah, saying she should have done that even before resigning or considering to resign from the position. Okay, thank you very much. Your name is Otubis from Chifopra, so thank you very much, Otubis, for that. Okay, I said earlier on that I did a trailer. You know, my filmmaking abilities just evolved.
Sometimes
sort of,
it
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Says hi.
Exactly. So after the news came that some Hollywood guy wanted to cash in on our bitter experience, I told him that I wanted to teach him that I'm Ghanaian, I will cash in.
You know the story, but
exactly, better than you. And I have access to all the sites. So this is the trailer I put together. Let's watch and we'll discuss it. Wow.
They are the world's greatest mercenaries. The only life they've ever known is war.
It's an own goal by the Ghanaian defender JAMBOLE, and Portugal lead in the 30th minute.
Sorry, I have an appointment. I don't like to be late.
Well, would you rather be late or dead?
To its feet. Might get to an equaliser here, they have. And inevitably, it's that man.
This job to my friend here, he loves playing in the jungle. Who the fuck are you?
I'm the cook.
Okay, so that's the trailer.
But this was in one day.
Yeah, you see, we've not shot the movie yet, so this one is in one day. When it becomes a movie, we'll be 3D. But really,
so we'll need glasses to watch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that you can feel the impact.
Interesting.
Or multi-TV.
Really? Multi-TV can watch with the glasses?
But really, reading the plot they intended, they said a courier who has to deliver $3 million is attacked along the line, and he has 12 hours to deliver the money. So I was thinking, okay, looking at Hollywood trailers, there's lots of gun, there's crime sometimes, all that.
They're women
too. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough to put in this one because this one is not my actual work. Yeah. But she's actually been given a role in the actual movie.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah.
But the script hasn't been written.
Don't worry, Uncle Francis. I'll finish it soon.
Oh, you're the one?
Yeah, the one working on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought it would be like a cross between Expendables and Transporter.
Wow. I saw it. I noticed that, you know, and that was a very...
Why Expendables?
Oh, for the action bit, we'll look at... We'll draw inspiration from Expendables.
Okay.
And then for the plot proper, or the way they intend the plot to go, then we would follow a bit of Transporter.
Oh, and who delivers the money?
I'm yet to cast that guy.
Captain America.
Maybe.
Captain Ghana.
Maybe I should give that role to John Boy.
No,
he'll be playing. He'll be in the movie.
He will be counting the money instead of going to get the money.
So you can't
and kissing the money.
And what role would a certain Sule play?
Sule. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
it will be an interesting movie.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
So is this going to be done in Kumawood?
Oh, no. This is glamour. Yeah, glamour Gollywood movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Look forward to it. Hope you invite us to the box office premiere.
Sure. Why not?
And Afrima could award it for creativity.
So you are Spielberg?
Cameron. He's a Cameron.
A blend.
Of Cameron.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me read a few words.
Okay. Trouble.
Oh, someone is still asking why Nana has shaved his locks.
Oh.
Yeah, very late with this question. He has explained it how many times already?
It's like 6 months or so.
Like a century.
Yeah. Okay. Sylvia Abuna says, hi, Uncle Francis. Love your African wear. Very nice. You guys are doing very well. Keep it up.
We are trying.
Yeah. Let the premiere of this movie...
Oh, okay.
Wait, let them premiere this movie in Ghana when they finish. Oh, okay. No, I am actually shooting I'm directing the movie.
So definitely
we'll premiere in Ghana. And then we'll get you to the Hollywood people to take over.
To buy the rights.
Yeah, so that's from Safo in Sunyane. Okay. But before I wrap up, do you know that I think this week or yesterday was exactly 20 years when Angelique Kidjo released Agolo?
No, I didn't know.
20 years.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
She put it on Facebook, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, and I saw it, and I didn't believe the song was 20 years old. Wow. Because I still play that music, and it sounds, I remember it was 90s something, but 20 years.
It's amazing how time flies.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, for somebody like you, you're a very young man. 20 years seems like a long time, but you know, I'm an old man, you know, so 20 years.
20 years, it's around the corner.
I think you can relate to what I'm saying, you know. Because at that time, I think you were still in diapers, you know, so you wouldn't understand. But that's okay, you grow up one day.
Is it me you're doing like that?
You grow up the next 20 years.
Next 20 years, then you'll understand. No, in that chair, I see Gladys, so I'm just giving it to whoever is there.
No, but I think that Angelique Kidjo should be commended. I mean, she's been an inspiration for a lot of musicians in Africa, especially female musicians who have looked up to her. The kind of work she's done on the continent, you know, on the continent and beyond, even beyond the continent. She saw the continent of Africa very much to the ends of the world, and we commend her and congratulate her for this feat she's achieved. 20 years is impressive. The song is almost always still fresh.
Yeah.
You never know that it's that old, but I mean, it's Angelique Kidjo.
Yeah.
And thankfully, some of the young people are looking up to her. I could see a Kidjo in Rihanna.
Yeah, she actually said that Angelique, she looks up to Angelique. I'm sure even that's what influenced her haircut.
Yeah. No, it was Grace Jones actually that influenced her haircut.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, one interesting thing about Angelique Kidjo, that's the name, right?
Yeah,
Angelique
Kidjo.
It's Kidjo.
Yeah.
It's her Africanness.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of people who, when they get to a certain level in their craft, they just westernize themselves, you know. But
including bleaching.
Yeah.
I know, it's a color they light.
The light, eh?
You know, and even it's not just the ethnic African. Even sometimes African Americans also do that.
Yeah.
If you watch the famous basketball players, when they reach a certain level, what they normally do is they take on white wives, Caucasian wives. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a matter of choice in terms of relationships, but you know, it becomes a trend. And there's a lot of documentaries that have been made about it, that immediately they get that, they attach those things to themselves to give them some status, you know. So if you see the likes of Angelique Kidjo, and then the lady who sang thank you, Mr. DJ, for playing
Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
Yvonne Chaka Chaka, you know, and then Maria Makiba. You see those people, and then you realize these people are actually proud to be Africans. It makes you also proud of your race, and I'm not surprised Riala is following that, you know, particular trend.
Marrying Caucasian doesn't.
You were thinking you wanted it to sink in.
Okay.
But I was talking about basketball players.
Okay, so
married an Egyptian white.
All right, thank you very much for being with us on the white carpet today. And thank you very much for being with us on the white carpet today. It's been great having you on the other side. Thank you for your messages as well. And you can catch a repeat of the show Sunday evening at 9:30 p.m. on Joy News on Multi TV. And also you can catch a repeat on Hits TV at 11 a.m. on Sunday and at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So do catch up on that. Also, you can watch it on YouTube later on during the week. Thank you very much. But we'll leave you with Agolo, which is 20 years old this week. And Uncle Francis, will you do the dance? Or this one is not the one you want to dance to? Okay, so he says he won't dance to this one. So we'll leave him. So, okay, so next week or we'll do the other one, the Ghetto Kids one.
Until he brings his kushka.
Okay, so we'll get him to bring that one and we'll get him to dance as well. See you next week.